Hello, Zsuzsa. Thank you very much.
Hi.
Köszönöm szépen for joining me today. Can you please introduce yourself and say who you are and what you do, and then we just take it from there. And I try to
Sure.
avoid stupid questions.
No stupid questions are very welcome. So, hi, I am Sue from the Hungarian punk rock metal band, the Hellfreaks. I'm the singer of the band and also the band member who started this whole project 11 years ago now, or even 12, I don't know, a long time ago. And yeah, I'm the tiger mom of the band, and that's why I'm here today.
Okay. Yeah, I because like we just agreed on, I don't want to ask you the same things what everyone else asks you. So I already saw that the band was going through quite some changes. You were playing rockabilly one time, and then you more into punk, and now you're kind of into metal punk with poppy tunes kind of things, right?
Well, we kinda. Well, we started as a psychobilly band back in 2009, and the first two albums that we released were psychobilly albums with a kind of big horror punk influence. But back in 2014, we split up with the old band members, and it really seemed to be the end of the band, and we really thought that that's it. There have been like a lot of reasons why we decided like that. Um, but after a half year, when we broke up, we received an email from USA, from the Californian Ink and Iron Festival, that they would love to see us on their stage. And
Oh
that was like,
wow.
yeah, it was a
Yeah,
huge
yeah. You
dream.
cannot say no to that.
Well, actually, first I said no.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, but look,
You're a tiger mom.
no, the organizer had no idea that the band doesn't exist anymore, and I also had mm, pretty a pretty complicated relationship with our guitarist back then, so it was impossible to continue together. And so first I thought no, but our drummer said at that time that, so look, this is like a big thing, and we shouldn't let this go away. We have to take the chance. And then we talked about the possibilities, and then we just realized that actually we want to continue the band, but we want to continue it in a different mindset. And that's why from that moment on, we did not continue with Psychobilly, because I mean, I like that genre, and it's a lot of fun. But on the other side, it's also very, very limited.
Yeah,
It's
very,
very
very niche.
limited.
It's very niche.
Oh yes, also, but I mean, I'm not just saying that it's limited because it's a small subculture. It's also limited in
Music
as
wise,
a
I think,
musician. Yeah, also
yeah,
music-wise, because
it's like if you are a blues musician, kind of, you know what you have to do. There's
yeah,
always blues, kind of.
exactly, exactly. And I really enjoyed to do these two albums that we did in that genre. But from that moment on, I felt like I am just repeating myself. I am absolutely bored. I feel like I can't reinvent myself in that genre. And I felt like I can't move on. I felt like I'm just stuck on that place, and I didn't enjoy it anymore. So that was one of the reasons why we decided to split up back then with the Halfreds. But then we realized that we can just continue it with doing whatever we want to do, because it's our
Exactly.
band.
It's
Yeah, so, because it's our band. So then we agreed to the Ink and Iron Festival from California. We did that tour in the US, and after we came back and we found new band members to continue it, we just agreed that, okay, from now we just start to make music, and we will see how this gonna work and where this gonna end. And the first album with that mindset was Astoria, which was a really much punk rock fueled album. And later on, our current drummer and our current guitarist joined us, and both of them came from the Hungarian metal scene. They are like really well known and of course awesome musicians.
yep.
And also personally, I listen to a lot of really hard and heavy music. So when their influence arrived in our music, we didn't say stop because we are a punk rock band, because that was exactly why we stopped to play psychobilly. We didn't want to be again in the same
Yeah,
shoe
just
as
boxed into one
yeah,
little
yes, yes,
thing.
yes. We didn't want to say, if I can say it like that, in the same shoe that again we are saying don't change, be like the genre wants to have a band. No. So at that point we said, okay, we can change in any direction. Doesn't matter in which, as long we enjoy to play it, and as long also, of course, people enjoy what they are listening to.
Exactly, but this is a good point. I always, because I talk with many musicians, I always do. If you first of all, music is free. There is no
Yeah,
right or wrong. There is just the way
yeah,
you want
exactly.
to go. There's a green pasture, and you can run in this direction or you can run in this direction.
Yeah,
It's absolutely fine as
yeah,
long as you like it. Everything is fine, because the important thing for me is, if you like it and you are really behind it, then you're on stage, and then you can have this energy because you really mean it. Even if you do, it doesn't matter what kind of music you make, because I mean, we all have certain tastes and things we like more and things we like less. But I, for example, don't like ska music. Yeah, but if I
yeah.
see, but if I see them, but my point is, if I see a ska band live and they really mean it and they are really good and entertaining, then I would still like it. You see
Yeah.
what I mean? Because they mean it. I would not go out and listen to it, But anyway, I'm completely with you. There is no right or wrong in music. There's just what you like and what you don't like. And I also hate, when I talk with death metal musicians, when this is not true death metal, and I hate this. What is true? If we would only play the same music we have always played, then everyone would play blues, because blues kind
Exactly.
of
I
was the
I totally
yeah.
agree with you. And this has what you just said, it has so much to do with our mindset, because still today, I mean, it's not happening. Luckily, it's not happening very often, but still today, time to time, people write us comments that we should switch back to psychobilly and we should switch back to double bass and stuff like that. And every time I'm reading this, I'm actually like, I'm so annoyed, because you know what? It's like, if you would go to university and then you get your bachelor degree, and then your aunt would come to you
I
and
know
say that
exactly what.
I loved you so much more when you went to kindergarten.
Exactly.
No,
They don't allow
that's
you to evolve. They don't allow you
yes,
to
yes, and
grow.
it's
And
like, and also they often take it like as a personal insult if people change. And I'm like, no, for me it was always like, if people don't change, that's very
that's
strange.
something. Exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean, every day, whatever happens with you, you evolve and you learn from that. And if you learn from that, you're gonna change. This is also on a like personal area, but also as a musician, also as a cook, doesn't matter. You will, if you learn, you will change, and you won't be the same person that you were. And that's exactly what we are saying with the Hellfreaks, that we want to change because we want to get better, we want to learn, and we want to grow. And if you don't allow that, then you are one of those people who are all the time just looking back to the past. And that's like something that I really can't stand anymore. Um, because I think that exactly this mindset is causing so much problems in every part of life.
Yeah. No, I'm absolutely with you. This is kind of, we stifle your crow, and this is, I don't think they do it on purpose. They might have, they might have discovered you in your rockabilly or
Yeah.
psychobilly phase, and then we kind of, oh yeah, this is what I really like, and then the next one is different. I remember for me, it was Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost changed a lot. You know the band? They changed
No.
a lot, but from every album, they made a pop album and they made hard rock, and anyway, it's okay, but because people change. Like you said, my daughter was in kindergarten. Now she's in school. She's a little bit different now, and it would be stupid when I liked her more when she was in kindergarten, when she was a little baby girl and stuff. And stupid. No, I'm absolutely with you here. But just to go back, sorry, to this. So you broke up the band, right? And then you got this invitation to go to Canada, right? It was
No, California,
sorry,
USA.
California. Sorry, I'm sorry, to California. And so did you went there with your old bandmates, or I mean, did you got them together, or did you already got their new people together there?
It was with our old drummer back then,
Okay.
and with a new guitarist and a new bass player.
Okay. So you kind of called, because I think this comes with a territory. Once you start music, you get to know people, and then you can ask a few people, and you just have you have a little base. And Budapest is a
Honestly,
big city. Okay, no, say I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It seems like
Budapest is a big city.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of musicians. I mean, compared to the size of the city, but also on the other side, it is. When it comes to finding the right bandmates, it is so complicated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always saying that, at least for me personally, it's way more complicated and way more tricky to find the right band members than to find a partner for a relationship. Because for a partner, for a relationship, you just need to find your kind of soulmate. But when it comes to that,
it's so easy, It's just use Tinder.
yeah, but when we're talking about bandmates,
No, I know what you mean.
You need to find someone who is kinda on the same level like you, who has the same goals, has the same dreams, likes the same music, who you are able to work with because you have kinda the same work attitude, who has the same priorities in life, and so on and so on. So it is so complicated.
You're
So
absolutely right.
Unfortunately, we had a lot of changes in our lineup, but since I think it's now 3 years. Yeah, since 3 years we are the same guys, and I was never that happy like now because they are all awesome people and awesome musicians, and we have the same mindset. So I'm like, and actually, since we are together with these guys, since that, the Hellfreaks started to grow really like.
Yeah, you're quite big. You're quite big. I know what you mean. I'm always kind of put it like. Because you said it's easier to find a soulmate, and you're absolutely right. Because with a musician, there needs to be so much more that needs to be on the same side, because you need a soulmate plus, because it also means if you now we're in COVID and whatever, but usually you spend a lot of time with them, and if you have people you don't like, and you have long tour bus rides and stuff, and like, oh, you're so annoyed, and you're like, I want to kill this guy. This will not work.
You can't compare that to like, for example, to colleagues at your work, because if at colleagues at your work you go and you do your job, and after that you go home, and actually the motivation that binds you together is money. But with bandmates, that's something totally different, because what binds you together is a passion. And you have to sacrifice for it much more than for a normal job, and I think that's super hard to find people.
You're now that you're talking about it, I think you're absolutely right. It's much tougher, because in a relationship it just needs to click on certain things with a bandmate.
Yeah.
It's just you, exactly, and there's a group involved, and it needs to click with all of them. As you said, with a work ethics and stuff. Because I had this too, that I was, I play bass myself, and so I was in a band, and it was quite nice, whatever. But we don't really wanted to go somewhere. I wanted to, we can do this gig and we can do that gig, and you are not ready yet. Oh man, I was so annoyed. I can tell you, because it was I had to kind of push them on stage, and I was so. Anyway, so this is not your problem.
It is
fortunately.
really like, it is really nerve-wracking. And I think, as I said, unfortunately, we had a lot of band members, and some of them were amazing people, but it didn't fit music-wise. Some of them were amazing musicians, but we just couldn't stand each other in the tour bus, but there are like million versions and stories of that. And I mean, whenever I'm talking to other musicians, I know that they have the same struggle. So to find people that you are able to build a balance and that works out, I think that's one of the trickiest part of having a band.
It's striking gold. I remember, I lived for 3 years in Budapest, and I had a little band there too. Megalmodash was it called, and I remember we whole weekends we would practice together, and this only works, 8 hours straight. We would just play music, and this only works with certain people, who have the same mindset, and you don't get tired of that because you just enjoy it and you want to do it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to ask you, but once you get older, you usually have other responsibilities as well. Like I have a family and I want to take care of my child. And of course, I have a job, and I was a little bit late today. Sorry for that, because I needed to finish something at work. But yeah, you need the same mindset. And
I mean, look, the age thing, it's also a topic in our band because, for example, our guitarist, he has 4 children. He has a big family.
Wow, 4 children.
He has 4 children. I also have a job, a normal job beside the band, and other 2 guys have other bands which they are touring on and on. So it's, I think, from the point on that you are not students anymore, it's getting super complicated with band life. At least till the point till you make that much money that you can make a living of it. But when you can make a living of it, then it's again another topic because then it means that mostly you're not home.
Yeah, this is where, I mean, at the moment, no. But so you already answered one of the questions I usually ask. So you have another job. So the Hellfreaks band is not your sole income yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, actually, I studied as an environmental engineer, and when I finished the university, I realized that I have to decide if I want to go in that direction and be an engineer, or if I want to have the band. And the problem was that I'm kind of a dreamer, because I think that it's very important that you have something that you can like burn for it in your life.
Absolutely.
And luckily, I was clever enough to realize that I won't change that much in that case, that I always want to have that plus in my life. So that's why at that point I decided that I will not work as an engineer, because that's nothing that you can do like part-time, or nothing that you can have beside that band.
Yeah.
So
it's either or.
Yes, exactly. So I work in something totally different in online marketing, and luckily I have a working place who are like really cool with that. I have a band as well. But it was, so to be in the situation where I am today, I had to like direct my life from since 15 years ago in this direction, so that I will be able to do both. But it's very hard, and it's very complicated, and it's very time eating.
Time consuming. So, but yeah, this seems, you already said it, kind of, you have to have a mindset. This is what some artists completely, young artists forget, that you have really worked your way up. This is, I mean, you said like 15 years ago, you already set everything in motion to get this direction, so kind of to free your time to be able to do the singing, the touring, and the music, the rehearsing and all the stuff, I have the feeling today, I'm a little bit older as well, that the young folks, they kind of think, oh, I just have to post something on Instagram and, I get a hit and boof, and then I'm someone, and they don't really work for it. It can happen, maybe, like, I don't know, Justin Bieber or something, but but
Oh, I
usually
think he has from the first day on a huge marketing team behind his back.
I don't. Okay, this is maybe not the best example, but I guess you get my point.
Yeah,
This is you kind of show that you 15 years ago you decided you want to go this way, and you kind of worked for it, and you reimagined the band, and you reinvigorated and re-evolved. No, you not re-evolved. You evolved it to something different from the start. Because yeah, I was going through your videos, and it's a timeline. It's so you look so different in so many videos. It was, oh man, this is her. Sometimes it's. I mean, it's easy to tell. It's not impossible, but it's kind of, you have some old psychabilly songs there, and you look like this 20 in the 20s. 20 no how do you call it, 1920s, the rockabilly stuff,
yeah.
so completely different from what you are now. Because I was just listening to Men in Grey, and this is really metal induced stuff. This is heavy guitars, and wow, man, this is an evolution from there to there. And I like that. I like when artist is not frozen in time. You said it before. For example, I cannot really understand how AC/DC or so do it. They play the same songs for 50 years. I don't know. I would
I
get
think
so bored.
I'm quite sure that they are kind of bored, but on the other side, I think that they got such an uh, unbelievable impact on the people, and they got such an unbelievable feedback from the people, that I guess that's their fuel.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's
I mean,
it's
look,
where
we're
it's their
still,
way.
so for example, we're just a small band, and we're still playing songs at our shows that I will not say which one now, but there are songs that actually I don't want to play because I play them like a million times and I just don't enjoy it, but I enjoy how the people react to them.
Okay,
So
no,
this,
that's
this
different.
means that I wouldn't write a song like that right now, but I still playing it on the stage because I know that it means a lot to the people, and when I see how they reacted, it means a lot to me.
So it's a little bit of fan service, basically, and that's fine. I don't think it's your fans after all. So you just said you're writing the music. Is it or
I'm writing. I'm I'm just the singer, so it
mhm,
means that I'm writing
the
the
lyrics?
vocal,
Hmm.
the vocal part, like the melody of the vocal and the lyrics. And our main songwriter is our bass player. But it means that he also writes the songs for the other instruments. But when he almost finished the song, of course, the others also listen to it and give their ideas into it and spice it up. But the main songwriter is our bass player.
Okay, okay, and so he comes with an idea, and then you all kind of chip in, and or how is the process of how does a
Okay.
new song uh, evolves in your band right now?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I mean, it changed a lot with the time. But we are still continuing now with the way how we worked on God on the Run, because we looks like for us that this is like the best way for us.
That's your
So
latest album, right?
that's our latest album, exactly. Um, it starts with mostly the main idea comes from Gobby, the bass player. Then, for example, he writes the chorus part and he writes the verse part. Then he shows it to me. Then I try to. Oops, sorry.
Yeah,
Here's my cat.
yeah. I heard it before. She was meowing.
I have four cats,
Oh,
so
okay. So
when I
maybe not her, but maybe
yeah.
someone else.
So then I get this little part of melody and I try to figure out a vocal melody on it. Then we will check out if this works or if this not works. Sometimes it really doesn't work and then we throw the whole idea into the bin. Sometimes just a part of it works and then I change the vocal melody as long till we say now it's working. But sometimes I'm putting on a vocal melody where he says, okay, this part is good, but this part will stay for the vocal melody, but he have to change the instrumental part. So it's a kind of team puzzling till the end. And when everything is done, also our guitarist, and also, for example, when it comes to a guitar solo, of course, our guitarist is doing that. And when everything is finished, we work with the same producer who we worked with on Got on the Run, who is a US-based, crazy, amazing guy. And then when he gets the song, he is doing more like kind of post-production, which means that he is putting, like, just imagine it like that we gave him a soup that is ready, and then he's doing the spice into it. And he's a really like California-based guy who is into modern sounds, and then he is the one who is mostly able to put some modern touch into the music.
No, this is very important as far as I know, because because you work on your songs and you cannot hear them with fresh ears. You heard them too much and too many times that you cannot see where you need to tweak where you need to tweak something, and that. So, but how does it? So, I mean, I got it. Your bass player is kind of starting it, and then you get into the rehearsal space and you jam it out, or how do you do that?
Now I will kill now all the illusions.
Oh, okay. No.
We are absolutely not writing songs in the rehearsal room.
Oh, okay.
It's
all on the computer when you send stuff around, and
it's all on the computer. I mean, I have the luck. I live in a small flat, but a couple of years ago I had the luck that I could change. I don't know what's that in English. I never know the word for that in English. It's a little room where you store your food, and it's not the fridge.
A little room where you store your food. So this is like I know the German word for this, but this will not have Speisekammer.
And by the way, I speak German as well, and that's the word.
Speisekammer. Okay, good.
And
food storage space, food storage
yeah, something
space.
like that. So, and it's a super tiny room, and I rebuild it in a way that now I can sing there, I can scream there in the middle of the night if I want. It's like soundproof, and I also after many years I collected money. I could buy like proper microphones, so it means that even the versions that you can hear on the album, they are recorded at my home. So
wow. That's quite impressive, I have to say, because I mean, you're shattering our illusion right now, but it sounds edgy and rough, So I mean, this is maybe kudos to your producer that it doesn't sound. I mean, maybe I'm not good enough at judging, but I would have thought, this is, in the rehearsal space, and these guys played it live and all sang together, and because you have so much energy in your songs.
We look in we the Hellfreaks, we never recorded an album also in the past where we recorded it in a rehearsal room,
all together.
Recording it all together. We also recorded the stuff separately, but for those who don't know it, that's how usually bands are doing it. It's really
I know it, but I would, because your energy is so good, your energy level is so, I wouldn't have thought it. So it's kudos to your and to you, and I mean you kind of. Okay, sorry, go ahead, because I just wanted to add something, but it's not important.
I don't know, this energy level thing, that's like always something that was important for us, that so many people told us that when they are listening to our music, they feel like they got like an energy punch in their guts.
Exactly, it's like, bam, you get one.
Yeah, and that's what we want to share. So of course, like if that's the spirit what we want to share, of course that's what we have to give into it.
Yeah, and you're doing it quite well, because I'm so. It kind of leaps off a page. I mean, this is for Fridays or something, but it's so. I don't know. I really like the song "Men in Grey." I put it in my in my playlist and stuff. So so I was really like, wow. And what I also find very interesting, I'm not gonna ask you the same questions like you have answered 1,000 times, but I know, of course, that you have been a drummer, and I find it very. I mean, did you get some vocal coaching or something? Because your voice is
Yeah.
quite strong. I mean, it's really you're holding up quite well.
It's
Be, yeah, with the metal music.
thank you. Yes, I'm going to a vocal coach, but I started way too late with that, because when we started with the Hellfreaks, it all. I mean, the part that I should be a singer that came really by an accident. Before that, as you said, I played drums, and it really just started by accident. I started to sing in a band, and I never thought that it's gonna be so big, and it's gonna be such an important part of my life. So that means that in the first 4 years till we split up with the band, it was really just a kind of hobby. And it's just afterwards that I realized that even back then it was more than a hobby, and it really grew quick. But back then I was a student. I didn't have the money to go to a vocal coach. It was impossible to reach. But honestly, I also didn't thought that it's such a big thing,
That's a
because
big deal, yeah.
I just did it for fun. I never thought that I have to talk about the Boogeyman video when I'm 32. I never thought that it's gonna be still part of my life. And actually, I hate myself for that back then I did not take it serious enough.
Okay. Yep.
Um, and then when we started with the band again, and especially when Josie, our guitarist, and Bela and Gobi, these guys came together in the band, I was scared as fuck. I really thought that, they are, but also back then they were so great musicians. I was like, I have nothing to do over here. I can't. I never. I never say, and I never think, and I never thought that I have talent. But the only thing that I'm really good at is that if I want something, I can really work hard for it. So back then, like that was 3-4 years ago, when I just started to go to a vocal coach, because only at that time at my life I could afford it. And also, first I went the first year I started at a different vocal coach, who was like a really good mental support, but she wasn't that much into rock singing. And then after a year, I found a girl who is an amazing rock vocal teacher. And since I'm going every week to her place, and we do these exercises every week, and she helped me a lot. She helped me a lot to discover. It's strange because it's hard to explain for people who are not really into singing, but it's basically the whole vocal coach thing is about to find new places in your head and in your throat, and you just never thought that you can feel vibrations in these different places. So it's like discovering your own head and voice and vocals, and to understand about yourself. And she's the one who started to teach me that way, and it was a huge help.
No, I can understand it because but I had I did some acting back in my time, and so I had some vocal training, not for singing per se, but it's so important that you can modulate your voice, and that you just. I mean, you have been on stage a lot, and I don't know if you sing for an hour, this is and you do this on a tour, and you do this every night, and it's your vocals your vocal cords are strained and stuff. This is like doing a fitness exercise or something.
Exactly.
You really need to be strong and to hold up for
It's
this.
training. It's training.
It's training, yeah.
It's like it's the same like any kind of muscle training. It's the same what you do with your vocal cords. And for example, today I'm like, if I have to sing an hour, that's fine. I mean, if I prepare myself, that's fine. But if, for example, I have to speak for an hour, I'm done. Like,
Really?
my voice is done. Yeah, it's something totally different because when you speak for me, if I speak, I don't really, I don't know. It's, it's not a coordination thing. I just speak. But when I sing, it's like, so I know it's so much how to handle and where to put it and what to put
But
where and how to breathe. This is such a different thing for me now.
but I'm a little bit surprised to hear that, because doesn't it kind of carry over? I mean, you do, I'm sure you do breathing exercises, and and how to modulate and how to open your voice and your mouth, and and all these things. But doesn't it carry over in talking as well? A little bit
Uh,
at least?
I think if I would take care about it, then yes. But the thing is that when you speak, then your vocal cords, they are like moving together and moving outside. But when you sing, then your vocal cords are like, whatever you do, it's so much control. So they go close or they go wide, but you never, or time to time you smash them. But when you smash them, you want to make them smash. But when you speak, then they are like moving all the time like
Okay.
this.
I get it. I
Also,
get it.
and also, I mean, that's just my case. I don't know that how other singers are like that. But when I sing, then of course I totally focus on how I breathe. And when I speak, I just speak. I
You don't focus
don't
on this
think.
so
Yeah, I
much,
don't
yeah.
focus about how to speak.
I got it. I got it. It's funny actually, that you so you have you have more trouble talking for a long time than singing for a long time.
Hey, look, I think if I would be used to talk for a long time, then I wouldn't have trouble because I would learn it. But I just realized that, for example, as I said, I have also a normal job, and there, time to time, I have to like talk an hour about a topic, and when you don't break, you literally talk for 60 minutes. Then I always like, ooh, what happened?
Okay, okay. Yeah, with your job, it was just funny. You're doing online marketing, and I'm pretty sure this kind of also bleeds over in your job, in your
Yeah.
band pushing stuff, because you're doing quite well online as far as I can see. I pulled up your Spotify account, and you have 7,700 followers and a lot of monthly listeners. So you're doing quite okay. So because you said at the beginning you're just a small band. For me, you are quite a big one.
I don't
And
know. I still think, or it still feels for me that we're just a small band.
okay.
I think I'm never getting used to stuff like that because, I mean, I think I just shared it like a couple of days ago on our social media that our album was voted as best alternative metal album in Brazil.
Wow, that's the cool stuff.
Yeah,
That's the cool
it's
stuff
crazy. I
today.
mean, we're just writing some songs here in Hungary, and in the other side of the world, we're getting an award for that. That's like, I mean, that's still crazy for me. And I mean, we're lucky because stuff like this happens more and more often, which is super cool. But I don't think that I will ever get used to that.
But you have never toured in South America yet, right?
Unfortunately, not. But we have like, I don't know how it comes, but we have like a big fan base over there.
Just check. Yeah, you're big in Mexico City,
Yes,
and
it's
in
crazy.
Helsinki, and in Moscow, and in Budapest, of course, and in
Yeah.
Hamburg, Germany. Yeah. So yeah, and I have to admit I was a little bit jealous as I read that you also played in WGT, Wave Gothic
Oh yeah.
Treffen in Leipzig. So this is kind of my holy grail if I ever gonna play there with one of my projects and stuff. So this would be really cool. So how did just tell me? This is something I want to know. How did it happen? Did they ask you, and how did it happen that you play there?
Well, they asked us, and
Yeah.
we said yes, and then we play there.
Oh man, this is so annoying.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but
Yeah, no.
it was a great experience. Yeah.
Just rub it in. Thank you very much. No, I'm very glad. I mean, I honestly I really like your music, and I think it's so incredible, like we just talked about, that that you kind of get the energy, because I think in your live sets you would kind of, there will be sparks flying all over. You don't need like Rammstein a lot of fireworks or something. There will be, you will be the fireworks.
Yeah, it's pretty much, we're not really using any kind of special effect on stage. It's just us.
You are the special effect. No, but and I think it's really yeah. I mean, you really got together as a band. For me, it seems like, because it sounds like really one. The energy is in there, even if you record it like a normal band should. Everything is single, and so it doesn't feel like it. It feels like, wow, very raw and punchy.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I really like it. Just for me, for my knowledge, there was in one video you, in which one was it? In
Tell me what happens there, and then I'll tell you which
yeah,
video it
no,
is.
I'm away. Was it this one?
Yeah, there is a song that we call like that.
No, what's the landmark there? You're dancing in front of this big thing, and I recognize it, but I forgot where it was.
That was recorded in Croatia.
Okay, yeah, okay, because I saw it in one, because I was sure it was not in Hungary, but somewhere
Yeah,
close by.
it was in Croatia, not that far away from the border,
Mm-hmm.
but pretty much in the middle of nowhere. I can't remember. We recorded it in 2016, I think.
It's
Whatever. The point was that it was like in the middle of a summer, and it was like 35, 8 degrees,
oh
and
wow,
there was literally no shadow at all, because, as I said, it was in the middle of nowhere.
and you
So
got
I got
burned a lot.
like, fuck.
Oh man.
I have like I mean, I don't know if you can see it right now, but I have like a crazy pale skin. So I had such a crazy like a sunburn, because I wear how do you say that? It's like
Yeah, you were very short
fishnet stocking.
stuff.
Fishnet
Yeah, and
stocking. Is that a word? I
yeah,
hope you.
fishnet. No, it's really fishnet
Yeah,
stockings. Yeah.
and it was, my leg was literally burned, in this little, how the stone was. I
Oh
look like,
man.
I mean, I always said that I look like a mermaid.
But
But it was funny.
and you couldn't use sunscreen, I guess, because you were then too glittery for the
Yeah.
camera or something. Oh man, this really sucks. I remember I was once in Israel, and oh man, they have high sun intensity. I got I'm also very pale. I'm a little bit reddish and stuff. So yeah, I get burned easily as well. I have to be very careful as well with that. And the other thing I really liked, of course, was I looked at Doldrum Dynasty, and there
Yeah.
you run through Budapest and
Yeah.
Budapest, sorry,
Yeah.
Budapest, and yeah, it was like, oh yeah, man, I lived there for 3 years and I really liked it. It's a great city. It looks gorgeous, and especially in summertime, it's great. With Sziget Festival and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great place to be. Anyway, okay, so I ask you about Wave Gothic, Treffen, and it's so easy. You just got asked. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Sorry, dude.
So you're telling me basically you just need to make good music, and then people will ask me to play. Good.
No.
Good. No?
No. I think that oh my, like this video is really about killing all the illusions, right? So
Yeah, maybe I put it not. I don't put it up or
so
something.
I think having an active band and being like, if you do everything by yourself, like mainly by yourself, then it means that I would say just 20% of your time is really about the music, and 80% is about all the work behind, which includes the social media part, the marketing part, the booking part, all the paperwork that you don't want to do
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that.
So,
So
so you don't have a booking agent or a label who helps you out, or?
yeah, we have a label, we have a management, and we also have a booker. But still, there is so much that you have to do by your own. Especially, you really need to have, I would say, kind of control over everything, because at least at that point, till you're not that big that you're making big money,
Mm-hmm.
as long you really have to look by yourself, but also those guys, and also what you want to do and what is really important for us, and how you what your priorities are. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're not holding the things in your hand, then it can escalate very quick, that you are there without any savings and money, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just like that. I mean, I'm so sorry for saying that, but if you don't have money, you're not able to do music, because music is not free. You have to record it,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to manage it, to bring the music to the people, and unfortunately that all costs money.
Mm-hmm.
So, and as long you have, there is not like a huge mountain of it
Mm-hmm.
in the band itself. You have to take really care about what is important to you and what not.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Um,
like this little guy is the one who is crying all the time.
oh, he or she is
He,
beautiful. What's his name?
Berci,
Bet
Bertolan.
Betsy.
Berci, it's a Hungarian name, just
Betsy.
Berci.
Um, uh, hogy vagy, Betsy? Köszönöm jól. Oh. But she's beautiful. If she's is she's
He,
or he and sorry is he a real breed, or how do you see
yeah, I know what you want to ask, and I have no idea what the English expression
yeah,
for it.
okay, you don't have to,
Yeah,
but
he is the only one who is. He's a British short hair cat, a blue British short hair cat. But
wow.
my other three cats are simple foster street cats.
So so he's something special. That's why he's kind of meowing all the time. Puh.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's British. Puh, I'm British. Puh, hoo, hoo.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay, I got it. I got it. Yeah, he's a
we're
little
all the
posh.
time making jokes about that. So
Yeah, yeah. um, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, because we're chattering a lot of illusions, you're absolutely right. Um, unfortunately, it doesn't really matter if you are very talented or not. It matters if you have somebody who pushes you, who pays for videos, or for advertisement or whatever, and then you can kind of bring out the latest crap and be still successful. That's really
no,
annoying.
I think that especially if you're just, I mean, just take a little time and browse through YouTube. You will see that there are like a million of awesome voices, a million of great singers and musicians and stuff like that. So unfortunately, talent is not that rare. It's just where everything starts, or hard work. And I personally believe much more in hard work than talent. But that's like step one. And if you are managed to do step one, then you need to do the other steps to get somewhere. But I don't think that it's enough to be talented. I don't think that it's enough to make good music, because there are a lot of bands there that are doing great music. And even though I still think that you need a lot of luck.
Yep, that's true. That's true. And like you said in the beginning, you also need to have a vision and the determination. Like you said, we talked about that it was so important that you have the right people with you, who kind of share your vision to go somewhere, because this is also, as soon as it gets tough and, and it's not working out, and or you have uh, um, a bad gig, where I don't know, the guitar breaks, and or you get kind of, you fall down the stage, or whatever, things can happen, and
Yeah,
then you're like,
sure.
oh man, and oh, this is so bad, and I don't want to do this anymore. Then you kind of still have to. This was just one little thing, and you learn from it, and then you go on, But you need the right people to do that, to not give up too easily, Sometimes. In our world, people want instant gratification. We want something. Either it works right away, or they don't try anymore. And this is not how
Yeah.
it works. said it already, like 15 years ago, you decided to you go this road, and you're still on it, and your trajectory is quite well. I mean, you're getting somewhere. We talked about it, you're not living from it yet, but I guess you're quite close. And I mean, now we have COVID. By the way, are you working on new material right now? Because there's
Yeah.
nothing else to do, right? I
Yes,
don't
we
know how's the
yeah.
situation in Hungary at the moment.
We are enjoying a great lockdown since the
Enjoying, okay, we
yeah,
too.
enjoying. Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, the only problem is that, we just released our latest album in the
mhm,
beginning of February.
mm,
That means we worked on it 2 years, and normally it's like you work on the album and then you release it and then you tour with it, and then a little time goes by and you get new impacts in our life and in your life and stuff
mhm,
like that. But this time we just released the album. We had 4 gigs at all,
mhm,
and since that we are not able to tour, and since that there is also not really much time went by since we released it. We couldn't really tour. There was not much impact that happened because, I mean, sure, there is
mhm,
Corona. But it's
mhm,
like, actually, I'm sitting at home all the time.
mhm,
so, so it's now again a new challenge for us, how to be able to reinvent ourselves with that.
mhm. Because you don't want to
Um,
do the same thing over again. You
no,
want to
exactly. We don't want to do the same thing. We want to do something else, and we want to. I mean, of course, we have to figure out what we want to do, and normally it's about the impacts we get. But now we have to reinvent ourselves, literally, like in ourselves.
mhm.
And but I always see the first couple of songs, and I'm like really happy where it goes.
Okay, so this means usually you kind of once you have your new album out, you test it on the audience and you see what comes back, and you also, so in a way you also kind of want to make your audience happy or something.
Look, I don't want to. I'm not those kind of artists who are saying that I'm just doing music for myself. If
Mhm,
I would be like that, then I would not record it, and then I would not want to share it with the people. I am, of course, really, really interested in their feedback,
mhm,
but it doesn't mean that I do what the listeners wants me to do. I do what I feel right, but
mhm,
sometimes it also needs some time to figure out what I like to play live, what I like to bring on the
mhm,
stage, and also, I mean, there are songs that you write and you think when it's written you think that it's super awesome, and then while you have the recording process you just realize that, whew, that's not really what you want to work on. But anyway, it's done and
mhm,
it's recorded and it's in, but just because of your own skills. So for example, Doll Drum Dynasty for me was super heavy to record. You might think
mhm,
that that's like an easy song to sing, but for me that was one of the trickiest, and it took me ages till I was satisfied with the recording itself. And I think that's also why we just made a video clip for it that late, because when we recorded, then I was like, oh, just
get it over with, guys. Get it,
yeah,
put it,
just
put it away from me. Mm,
just for a bit. I don't want to have to do with it
mm,
anymore.
mhm. And maybe what I'm also hearing in you is kind of that, once you go on tour, usually with a new material, is kind of playing it live. It will still get alive on its own a little bit. You
Yeah,
can still change around a little bit of things and stuff, and then see how you might change your voice. I mean, not much, of
yeah,
course, but so this is kind of what you're missing right now. That you cannot kind of really get into the songs and see if you like them and if you want to play them more live, or how we just work.
yeah, yeah.
Have you ever thought about online gigs or something? Because a lot of
Sure.
musicians do this.
Yeah, I know. Sure, but for us, it's a bit tricky because for us personally, the sound is really important. I know that many bands don't really care. I mean, that sounds evil, but don't really care about that when they're doing these online sessions. And I even know that many fans don't care about it when they see the online sessions because they just want to see the musicians. But for us, it's super important because I just know how it is. People don't understand that. I mean, it's not their fault. It's not their profession, but they don't understand that sometimes it's not the band's fault that they sound bad. It's because of the sound. And we just didn't find a solution here in our city where we could make this that professional how we would like to do it. So, but we prepared something in that direction, kind of live session thingy,
Okay.
and it will come soon. But it's
Okay.
not a live concert or stuff like that because it's. And also, we are doing loud rock music, and
Yeah.
it's just some, I don't know, more acoustic stuff. It's easier to do it via online session, but when it's about a lot of distortion and stuff like that, it gets a bit complicated.
Yeah. No, you're right. I'm a little bit split though because I hear what you're saying and you're absolutely right with it, but on the other hand, I'm kind of seeing all these young guys, they listen on their cell phones and with their little earplugs and stuff. So, we cannot really judge the quality that much anyway. But of course, I get, you don't want to just stream from your rehearsal space and sound like a crappy school band or something. Yeah, I have no real solution, but yeah. It's a little bit, we are in an unfortunate situation at the moment, but yeah. But let's talk about something nicer because as your band has been around for quite a while, I usually like to ask, can you tell any funny stories from on the road, when you were on tour, that some funny stuff happened on stage or behind the stage or on the trips somewhere? Was there something you want? I mean, only share things that is kind of PG-13 or something. I don't know.
Sure. I mean, there are a couple of stuff. Like once our I don't know how to say it in a ladylike way. So once
don't say it in a ladylike way.
The shorts of our guitarist, they just break.
And there were certain things are showing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, look, I still don't understand how this could happen, but he did not have any boxer shorts under his shorts.
Oh,
and
man.
It was, I mean, we're not talking about a little break. It was like everything
was
hanged
there.
out.
Okay.
Everything was there. and really, it was, I will not go into all the details, but it was a fucked up night. And but as we are Hungarians, we like to laugh about our own suffer. And when this happened, we really laughed that much. It never happened but we had to stop playing the song. It never happened that much. We were all dying because we were laughing so much, but everyone was laughing. So I mean, things like that can happen. Yeah.
But by the way, because you just said it, I didn't really thought about this question, and I'm not sure if it's one of the questions you get a lot or something. But you are a female, and
Yes.
rock. Yeah, I realized this just now. I'm good. I'm very perceptive. No, and in the rock music, it's kind of very male dominated. Do you had any issues with that or so? There's some latent sexism and stuff. Was there some okay, maybe not such a nice topic, but I just realized this because, as you said, his balls were hanging out, and oh yeah, you're a lady because you said, how do you say it, lady, like, and because for me, I don't care really honestly what gender it is, but yeah, maybe we don't talk about it because it's not such a nice topic unless you wanna. I'm really happy that you're singing. because we need more females in rock, and I really like it. So that's just
Thank you.
my opinion.
Look, it's like, I mean, I mean, both side is there, because on one side, of course, I had to go through some sexism stuff, and I mean, I'm still like super annoyed when I see people. I don't know, just one example out of the 100, when someone is saying that, "Oh, I really like that song, but Sue, I don't like your hair," and it's like, would you ever write this to a guy? Is this
Yeah.
ever the point or stuff like? And I mean, I'm just annoyed by this, because I know that if I would have balls, no one would care and no one would say stuff like
Exactly.
that.
You could have a fat belly and
Yeah,
just be there and look like
exactly. And
crap.
also, I think that what really sucks of being a female-fronted band is that my poor bandmates are often not like, they don't get the attention that they should,
The
because there's a girl.
recognition.
Yeah, so that's one thing. But on the other side, as I said, I also have a normal job, and I realize that in every kind, I mean, it's still it's still here in our world that women don't get the same, doesn't get equal paying than men get. And for example, that's something that I know is there, but in the musician world, as a band, there is no difference between that. So, which is super cool, because I don't think that there is a difference between a guy or a girl's performance. Doesn't matter if this is as a musician or in any kind.
I think now without I don't want to how you say I need to be delicate with this thing. Sorry, something just popped up here. Oops. I think for one thing, it's quite beneficial that you are a female. I checked your Instagram and I mean, you are a beautiful lady. Let me say this, and so it's good, you grab the attention with your looks as well. But of course, I did find you not because of your looks. I found you because of your music, because I liked your music, and but you are in online marketing, so and I see the pictures you post on Instagram, so you are quite aware of how to present yourself, and that's absolutely fine. So it can help the band, but it can also distract a little bit from your real you have a message as well as a band. I found one song, why do you talk when you have nothing to say? And I really liked the title. I was like, yeah, exactly. This is good, because a lot of people talk just like saying nothing with a lot of words, and you can clearly see that they have nothing to say. And so I'm actually quite happy that I first heard your music and then checked your Instagram and got in touch with you, because this is maybe just me being biased. If I would have just seen you and how you present yourself, I would have been like, yeah, this is a pretty lady gig, and there will be just some musicians in the background, and she's the center of attention, like you just said. And I would have not really, they might have do some pop punk stuff, so just just a pretty face for the camera and the rest. So it can also hinder you a little bit in a way. It's a two-edged sword, if you know what I mean.
That's what I said in the beginning, that this coin has two sides. So, but on the other side, for example, our fans, they are really aware of that I don't. I mean, for me, it's just a by the way thing. I'm a girl, and not hey, I'm a girl. So, and especially, I mean, our music is really tough.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really hard music. So I think those people who are there who just want to see a pretty girl and, I don't know, being a softy girl, presenting the girly size, they will realize soon that that's just not that band.
Okay, so just to sum it up, in a way, it helped a little bit, but in the other way it distracted. But anyway, it's hard to judge, if you had to work harder as a girl, or if it's kind of because you always have to work hard to get
I don't.
somewhere.
I mean, I don't think that you have to work harder as a girl in a band. I think you have to work harder if we're not talking about music. So that's why I said that being a girl in a band is a good thing in that case, because I don't have to be more than my band colleagues, for example. But what is annoying if people think that I am more than my band colleagues, because that's just
Okay.
not the
Yeah.
case, and it's not fair, and it's absolutely not cool. On the other side, I am doing this now since more than a decade, so of course I learned to handle all the stuff. But I know that at the beginning I wasn't like I had to learn these things. I had to learn to say a really clear no's, and I had to learn to say it out loud if someone is behaving inappropriate. That's stuff that you have to learn. I mean, because you're not facing stuff like that. And of course, that's why today for me, it's not a thing anymore today, because even if something like this happens, I can clear it like with one word and everything is done, and it's not a problem. It's not an issue.
And I think it's like you got more professional, and also do you, because we are talking now normally, but and you're a very nice person, and it's cool. We can have a beer and whatever, or a palinka, or unicum.
Oh, palinka is also for me too a bit too much.
Yeah, I'm very bad with alcohol. I cannot drink much. You can drink me under the table in no time.
I
Two
don't think
unicums and I'm done.
No, I don't think so, because I'm also not really into alcohol, honestly.
Yeah, no,
I'm
me
not.
neither.
I like to drink wine. I like to drink Hungarian wine. That's my only like weak point. But I'm like, if I drink beer, I'm super sleepy in a second.
Me
If
too.
I drink
This is
shots,
my
I'm
problem
also
too.
super sleepy.
I don't enjoy drinking alcohol because it makes me sleepy. And if I go on a party or something, I usually want to dance or I want to talk with people. And when I kind of oh no, I
Yeah.
only drink alcohol shortly before I go to bed, because then it's okay, because then I can sleep.
Then you go sleep. Yeah.
Exactly. But no, I usually said, when once I lived abroad, as I lived in Budapest, I say to everyone, I got kicked out of Germany because I don't like beer and I don't like soccer, and so. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to ask you something. Oh yeah. One other thing, as you have been on the big festivals and stuff, was there any starstruck moment for you? That you kind of met someone or shared the stage with, where you were like, you were a little fangirl, and oh man, this is this one and this is that one. Was there such a thing? Or you're just too cool?
We played a couple of times at, oh, Jesus, there is a festival in the Czech Republic, and why the hell I'm not remembering the name of it. Now I'm gonna burn in hell.
Yeah, you're from the Hellfreaks. What do you know? Okay, it doesn't matter. But tell me
I'm lost.
who
You
you.
see, so whatever, there is a very, very cool festival in Czech Republic. We played like 2-3 times, and there have been a lot of cool bands. It's not just one. There have been a lot of cool bands. But I think the bands that I'm like really, really much into, unfortunately, till this point, we couldn't share the stage.
Oh, okay. So
Well, I'm
what would
also
it be?
like,
What would it be?
I'm a huge fan of the Distillers. I'm
The
a
what?
huge
The what?
fan. The
Dis-
Distillers.
Distillers. Okay.
It's a American punk band.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of the Pretty Reckless. I'm a huge fan of Marilyn Manson. Huge fan of Billy Talent.
Oh yeah, Billy Talent is cool.
And there is also stuff which are like, I don't know, like metal bands. I really love Ginger. I love In This Moment. I love Infected Rain and stuff like that. I'm really into female fronted metal bands.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I really like that. Yeah, but I also like kind of pop music. For example, Youngblood is really something I really love. Or I even like Billie Eilish. I think it's amazing.
I like her too. It's it's fine. I like and what I said in the beginning. You have some poppy attitudes. I like your mix. I like that it's because I always for me. The only thing that is missing in your sound for me, because I'm like coming, from the Gothic, industrial, and dark wave. This is kind of my thing. The only thing that is missing in your, but it's not really missing. It's your music is cool like it is. Don't I mean, you're gonna change it anyway. You're gonna evolve, but would be some electronic parts because this is the holy grail for me. When you have really heavy guitars, you have some electronics and a cool voice.
Their song Tabby.
Tabby?
There is
Okay.
some electronic stuff, yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. Tabby.
Tabby, like a cat, a tabby cat.
Like a cat, okay. I don't know a tabby cat, but I will check it out. Maybe I find anyway. I will check it out after our talk and maybe put it in my playlist right away because this is what I really like. This is what I like I said in the beginning. Sometimes I talk with not very often because I choose, who I talk to, but I talked with bands in the past, and when I had a death metal band, and it's like, no, this is not true death metal because we did this, and it's like, I hate this.
I am really annoyed by scene policy. Doesn't matter which kind of scene we are talking. I think those are the guys who are killing their own scene.
Exactly, because. Things are always evolving.
If you don't let in new music into your scene is going to die. That's what's going to happen because young people will not like it because they will see a bunch of old people who are stuck in the past and they don't want to get in your team, if I can say it like that. And that's exactly how scenes can die.
No, yeah, I think so too. And this is, I think, I mean, you have been on Wave Gothic Treffen, and I think this is what keeps it so alive. It's that it's so multi-genre influenced. There's 200 bands playing there 200 stages, and a lot of bands playing there over the weekend. And this is kind of there's something for everyone, and it's so why. Can you not be open-minded and try something new and not playing the same stuff over and over again? I like rock music. I don't mind. I like punk music. But if I would have only to listen to the same stuff over and over again, I would get bored. For me, was really cool. I'm a little bit older, like I said. As Fate No More were coming out. And this was cool. Every song was different. This was crossover. This was unheard of. That we not only played rock music, but also sometimes a little bit metal and a little bit pop. And wow, this was great. And we had a great singer. And so I realized that, music is freedom. Music is, you can go every direction you want, And it's also important that you do it because you need to feel it, I was a little bit surprised that you said earlier that some songs you don't like, but you still sing for the audience. And that's absolutely fine, I think you get into the feeling because once you get the energy from the audience, it's kind of, it electrifies you as well. But I was like, okay, I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought you would only play songs you are really into from the beginning, basically.
No, I mean, look, there are just, I mean, even the best song in the world, if you're playing it 10 years long, then you will not burn for it to sing
not feel
it
it so much anymore. Yeah, I get it.
Yes, but you do it for your audience. And I mean, in the end, I know that's a cliche, but in the end, it's we can just do this band and we can just do music because of our audience and because of the way how they support us, especially in times like these, like in this fucked up Corona year. If we wouldn't have such a supportive audience and a fan base, we would disappear. So, of course, they are important.
No, you're right. I mean, you just kind of, I guess, you have to find the middle ground of, doing some fan service, but staying true to yourself. That you kind of, when you get your new material out, that you play the new material, of course, but also, please the fans. So it's a mix. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And okay. So yeah, thank you very much. This was very enlightening. And thank you for your openness and honesty. I really like that. I want a conversation, and we certainly had a conversation here. And I hope my questions were not too boring for you.
No, great. Thank you so much for having me.
No,
It was
thank
really
you for
great
your
to
time.
actually. It's great to have a conversation and not just question and answer thing.
Yeah, no, I'm like we said, I'm bored of this too. I think honestly, if you have a nice conversation, people can follow easier. Yeah, more easily the conversation.
Easily.
Easily the conversation, because a normal would be like, oh, you did this song. What do you mean by that? Oh, you meant that. And then I don't like this kind of. I get bored.
These are also important questions, but these kind of questions are asked anyway. So if people are into that, they will find it easily. But if they want to find something unique like we have right now, then this is a place where they should go.
Exactly. And for me, this is my 2 cents on it. This is a stupid question. What kind of made you write this song? Because it's like, you're an artist. Everything what surrounds you kind of is where you draw your inspirations from. You don't need any special.
Everything is
exactly.
Inspiration.
So that's why it's such a stupid question. I'm not gonna ask it. Only if I, if I find something really kind of, oh, why did you do it this way, or so so offensive or whatever, then I would ask. But otherwise, I kind of think it's silly to ask an artist what he got inspired by, or so. Okay, so stupid question.
Trust me, every artist is super thankful if they are not getting this question.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Köszönöm szépen.
Nagyon szépen.
I always got it wrong. When köszönjük szépen is when I say it to a lot of people, right? And köszönöm szépen only to one person.
Köszönjük szépen is when you say that we thank you. Köszönöm szépen is I thank you.
This is so complicated. Hungarian is such a complicated language. This is really.
I mean, I guess you know it, but Hungarian is one of the most difficult languages in the world.
I know.
Yeah.
I lived there for 3 years, and I learned only, what can I say? Oh, I forgot. I mean, Egeshegedre, of course, and the other bad stuff, what I told you before. Mini Pichabi Bosmek. I'm not going to say it. And Hodvach, and warte mal, I can say Jo Etvajot.
Oh, that's a good start.
Yeah, that's a good start. So anyway, Jo Napot Kivanok. Yeah. Anyway, when I think about it, a few things come up, but not my. It's a really tough language, and of course for me,
it is really tough. But it is so rare that someone just tries to learn a bit of Hungarian. So I'm sure that you can melt every Hungarian's heart when you just try to say the things, because it's so rare that someone's trying.
Köszönöm jól este. Hello.
Okay, now it's getting scary.
Sorry. No. Anyway, no, I really loved it. Budapest is a great city. It's so big, and oh man, I really missed it. You know, I came from where and came back to my hometown, and like Budapest has like 2 million people, and my hometown has 100,000 people. So I was like,
It's
oh,
smaller.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, nothing going on here. Uh, you know the Filter Club? Filter Club?
Mhm.
This was
I'm not
this.
even sure if it's still existing, honestly. I don't think so.
It existed as I was where. You know,
Yeah,
I left
because all
2011.
small clubs are unfortunately closing, not just because of coronavirus, but like
Yeah.
all the small music venues are dying here.
Oh, too bad. Too bad. Anyway, okay, let's end on a positive note.
Yeah,
You want to say something to the audience, something positive, please, so that we don't, you know.
something positive, guys. This corona thing will be over someday.
There's light at the end of a tunnel. That's for sure.
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, you're working on new material. This is really cool. So when you get it out, please give me a shout out. You know, I have a little radio show
Well,
and I have a little playlist, so I can put you there, and you know, do my little thing to help you.
all right. And you should follow our YouTube channel because there are
I already
two
did.
new things coming up soon.
Ooh,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So thank you very much, Zsuzsa. This was
Thank you very
really,
much.
or should I rather say Sue? No, but you're
No,
Zsuzsa.
no, I'm super happy if someone can say my name.
Zsuzsa, Lina.
I'm just using Sue because people normally are not able to say Zsuzsa or
Zsuzsa.
Zsuzsi.
Yeah. Yeah. This
Yeah.
is, you know, I learned this that when you put an esh behind the
Mhm.
Z, then there is, you know, you say Zsuzsa,
Yeah.
Zsuzsa.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, have a great evening, Zsuzsa. Thank you for your time. And I sent you all the stuff once I uploaded it. And you know, later it will become a podcast as well on
All right.
Spotify and
Cool.
iTunes and stuff.
I will share anything.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I can use some help. I'm a small little light here, but yeah. Anyway, you're doing great, and I'm happy for you. And stay
Thank you.
strong, stay safe. Pet your cats for me.
I'll do that. I'll do that, and I will also feed them right now.
Yeah, I think
So
they were meowing because of feeding, right? It sounded a little bit like
they're
this.
always hungry.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for having me. It was a really great conversation, and yeah, talk to you next time.
Okay. All the best. Good night. Bye.
Bye.